Well, the last time I was sharing a little bit about my experience in these last 2 years. Now I would like to continue to explain a little bit of the process that I was going through. During the surgery that I had when I was in the hospital, I was really feeling and connecting with the spirit, and this was giving me a lot of power to overcome my sickness and my difficult process. And it's interesting how different situations go in the same direction. And I feel that we hear a lot now about the science connecting with the religious and the art and the spirituality. And this was for basic fundaments that were holding the traditional and native ceremonies and civilizations. For my country, I can talk about what it was Tiwanaku. And in Tiwanaku, for example, we have these four principles that were holding the whole civilization: philosophy, spirituality, art, and science. And I feel that all this must be always interconnected. This is one of the reasons because all the ancient civilizations were so developed, because they were not working apart of each other with these principles. They were always finding the connection. And now, for example, we were talking and we were listening a lot for the Bible and for all this story that we experience, this separation from the religious and spiritual with the scientific. And this was creating more duality than the duality that we already experience in this life, in this planet, in this process, in this experience. So I feel it's very important to try to find the bridges again. And it's super interesting and exciting for me to see how now we can talk about epigenetics, neuroscience, and the study of the brain when it's recovering and giving right directions in the thought. We have also masters like Moji, for example, that he's talking about going back to the source. We have people like Joe Dispenza that is talking about letting go of your personality. We have a lot of people now that we are in this wave of free information that are giving us different signs from different areas that are connecting. And this is very important now, because I feel that through my experience with the shamanic art and with the shamanism and the spirituality, and to overcome so many wounds and transitions in my life path, now I see this information that is completely in resonance with what I believe, with what is my truth. And this is a moment where all these creations and different perspectives find a mirror, and we can see this reflection and connect all the bridges that were before separating us. Now we can feel these aspects in connection. I feel that as a wave, as a generation that were bringing a lot of changes, these people that we come from the 80s and 90s, we have all these transitions. It is a lot of rebellion people that are working and finding new ways and trying to see beyond the veils and expanding also. And in this last time that we have Pisces as a big wave also, moving a lot of tendencies for for the inner connection of the community, we have all these alternative healings that were coming into the place, and finding this new air of wishing to be in community. What is very difficult after living in a society that was always creating us bridges and separation and selfishness. Sad to say, but it's true. And I feel this is something that we need to change. I feel that we must build bridges of equanimity, of respect, of supporting each other. And this I see more and more. People who has a spiritual background or business or wherever, they are not developing in their own lives. And I see it's important to cross different processes to transform yourself. You cannot be the same people 20 years later. You need to be different, because life is always giving you different lessons to face and situations to explore, to really come back into your essence, to find your purity. And I will say something that it was, let's say, maybe it was an attack, but a person was telling me that I have a very dark soul, that I am like a carbon. I could take that as a judgment and feel bad. If that was happening some years ago, I will be feeling really sad about it, or I don't know. But at the same time, I see in the alchemic composition that our soul is carbon. So this is great. And what is the carbon when becomes purified, crystallized? It becomes a diamond. So we are in this journey to see all these parts that maybe we are rejecting. And just once that we accept all these shadows, and that we accept and see all these hard past stories, wherever it happened, but we face it with dignity, with honor, and accepting that this was part of the story that you needed to experience to be here in this system. And it's a reason because you experience these situations is to remind you something. Sometimes we make agreements before coming into this planet. And these agreements come back to our memory just through one experience. And this is the moment when we make the click, and maybe the emotions come back, and that triggers all the wounds that we must face and feel and see and face. And well, sorry, I am repeating myself, but you understand me. This is the point. I feel we need to really go back into the knowledge, into the medicine behind the situations. Try to find the signs that these situations bring us into our lives. Personally, for me, what happened in my spinal cord that I was talking before in the other video, I had a cavernoma that was this size in the back of my heart. It's interesting that this was connected exactly with the birthday of my daughter. It was connected exactly with some energetic attacks that I have from a person that didn't like me so much. I never believed so much about black magic till I had this experience, and I was feeling weak. I was feeling sick. I had nightmares. I was going to the hospital. I experienced these things in my system. So these situations teach me what is and what is not. I am not a person who believes in whatever that the people tell me. I am a person who believes in what I experience. So after experiencing this, I realized that energy exist and can be very strong. And if you are afraid, or if you are vibrating in a low frequency, whatever comes from also a low vibration or low desire, damaging words, judgments, everything can affect you much more when you are vibrating in these low frequencies. And if you higher your frequencies and you start to expand your joy, you start to see yourself in the mirror and be grateful for who you are. Start to see the light in you. Start to love yourself. Start to see what makes you proud about you. All the things that you have crossed till now. These small things can be a practice to recover yourself, to come back from different situations, difficult situations, and rebuild yourself. You have the possibility to do that every day. And I was talking with some people lately, and a lot of people had a lot of memories and situations that were triggering some pain inside. So I will recommend everybody to do this, to really practice and see yourself in the mirror and be grateful for who you are. Tell the things that you are doing good, and all the things that you are doing maybe not so good, try to do it better. But don't be so hard with yourself. We need to be compassionate with ourselves, and we need to love ourselves. And it's just through the love of one that we can then be lovely for others. The love and the connection cannot come with us in a space of lack, because this is really something common in our society, and it's really sick too, because we are just trying to fill all our holes with something. Can be an addiction, can be an object, can be money, can be sex, can be a external position that you have in the society. Whatever it is, you need to really check inside and see with consciousness what is the things that you are doing for yourself and what is the things that you are doing for the others. And maybe there, just reconnect with your heart and see what is really your essence, what is your passion, what is your intention, how you can really resonate with this life and share your mission to the world. Well, that was my talk now. We will see us soon, and I hope you enjoyed this next video.